political replay. Yeah, man. Feel the rhythm, feel the message. Welcome to the political replay, where the voices rise every day. From the streets to the radio play, we bring the truth in every way. Welcome to the political replay, the best in show business, hear what we say. We echo the voice of the government strong, breaking it down in a lyrical song. JNB and JKK on the mission again, building up the nation from now till when. From the city lights to the village lane, you can see the progress, you can't complain. Road development, that's JNB and JKK. School rising up, yeah, we say okay. Health improvement every single day, JNB and JKK lead the way. Roads from farms to market, that's JNB and JKK. Security standing firm, no delay. Who wants development? Hear the people say. The Libyan people out and clear today. From the hills to the coast, feel the vibration. Unity rising across the nation. Concrete dreams turning reality. Step by step toward prosperity. Children in school with books in hand. Future getting brighter across the land. Hospitals working, people getting care. Hope in the system everywhere. Say JMB, say JKK. Progress moving every single day. Say forward, never back. Development on the right track. Road development, that's JMB and JKK. School rising up, yeah, we say okay. Health improvement every single day. JMB and JKK lead the way. So tune in close, don't fade away. This is the political replay. Voice. Welcome to the political replay. Yeah, man. Feel the rhythm, feel the message. Welcome to the political replay, where the voices rise every day. From the streets to the radio play, we bring the truth in every way. Welcome to the political replay, the best in show business, hear what we say. We echo the voice of the government strong, breaking it down in a lyrical song. JNB and JKK on the mission again, building up the nation from now till when. From the city lights to the village lane, you can see the progress, you can't complain. Road development, that's JNB and JKK. School rising up, yeah, we say okay. Health improvement.
So guys, welcome to the replay. How are you doing tonight? How you doing? I know it's night or day at your end. I don't know.
Day is actually around let me see the time. I don't even know the time, but it should be either 2 or 3.
Okay. For me, it's like 10:32 here. So we're gonna make it night hours here. Some people sleeping, but we up here. Thanks for your sacrifice, taking your time to appear on a Sunday. So what's up? What's happening? What is on your mind? What's happening at your end? Just let's talk. What's up? What's happening?
Today is a very peaceful day on my end. And what's on my mind is Liberia, to see Liberia going forward, to see people being held accountable for their wrongdoing, to see system being put in place. That is what is on my mind so far.
I got you. Hey, how you doing, everybody? Marcia Snelling, how you doing? Inspiring Julius S. Julius. Oh, RJISJ. Ain't easy, okay? She's there following from Nigeria. Marcia, where you following from? I'm sure from the US or somewhere. Okay, Sonia Crawford, how you doing? Joman Sonan, how you doing, guys? Please share the podcast. Tonight we are talking more about productive issues. Okay, We'll talk about the other issues, but we mostly talking about what is happening in the country, especially from the development perspective, agriculture, infrastructure, and then we will talk a little bit with Skim or a little. We'll pass out. You can talk about a little bit. Okay, we'll just pass out for you to feel the breeze. Okay. So Frank Morris, how you doing? Solita, OG Dologbe, how you doing? That sounds like a Manoni. OG Dologbe, it sounds like a Manoni. You know, I live on that side for long. Actually, I'm a Manoni man, so actually means that I live on that side for long
Mhm.
because I'm from the Yikipa area. James Momo, how you doing? Frank Morris, how you doing, guys? I'm enjoying the love there with the 35. That pushes it into around 100 something. Keep sharing the live, sharing to so many groups that you can tonight. And also, you pump most of your friends in the inboxes, okay? You can also send it in the inbox. When they click on it, boom, they will just come directly on the live. So that's how you're looking tonight. I'm here with Mistress Golakai.
Miss
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 Golakai.
Golakai.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
I'm here
remember
with
Miss.
I'm here with Miss Golaka. I'm very careful when it comes to women, to approach them, to call names and other things, and how to talk to them. I'm very careful. So, welcome, guys, to the podcast. And so, what is happening today? The president broke grounds yesterday with a Guinean counterpart,
Sarah Junior.
Julius. I mean, Sierra Leone counterpart Julius Bio. The Guinean guy on my mind too much.
You won't go play football with him?
I know, right? Patrick Snowier, how you doing? Elizabeth Picatier, Picatier. I need to pronounce. I think that's a French name. Elizabeth Picatier, because she's there in France, so I have to be very careful. Billy D. Lloyd, how you doing? Abraham Thomas, Frank Morris, William K. Glade, Junior, Marcia Snelling is there. She's watching from the U.S. Okay, Marcia, thanks for giving me your location. So the president broke grounds yesterday, along with his Sierra Leone counterpart, Julius Bio, there in Bow Waterside. Actually, I thought that they would have broken the ground. They have broken the ground from St. Paul Bridge because it's what we mostly talk about. You know, the guys from the Ministry of Public Works, they always say we'll be breaking grounds from St. Paul Bridge going all the way to Bow Waterside, and they will talk about Mandina to Rappersport and all of those stuff. Hey, Sally Rappers, how you doing? Welcome to the podcast. And but however it may, about yesterday was a beautiful day. We talk about infrastructure because what has been a primary focus on the president's agenda, even before he became president, he always said roads, 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 roads. Tell me, you, I think you went through some of the programs yesterday at your leisure, and from your perspective, how do you look at what happened yesterday?
Yesterday was a great day in Liberia. You see, that corridor, for me, I consider an international corridor, is, I mean, from Douala straight to Bow Waterside, going into Sierra Leone. Opening that corridor is it's a blessing to the both countries because we talk about international trade. And
Yeah,
then once you open such, I mean, you extend the road and stuff, and then you start to take care of your other roads, like the smaller roads going into the counties and villages and stuff, that will create a huge economic impact for the citizens because people will be able to go and farm, bring their goods to market without any headache, and
yeah,
that will help to grow the country's economy. Country to country trade will also boost our economy as well as Sierra Leone economy because when you trade across country, that also help boost your country economy to a higher extent. So I think yesterday was a great day. We saw two presidents. I'm not talking about joke. Two presidents hand in hand smiling
indeed.
to see such a great initiative being put in place for their two countries. So for me, I think yesterday was a great day, and I love the new snack GMB gave us, okay? You cannot eat the roll, but the roll will make you eat, which is very,
Indeed,
very right. Because
indeed,
you
indeed.
bring goods to market and people buy and you yourself making money, so you eating that's the roll. Good roll will make you eat and will grow
You
the
know,
economy.
I heard this guy. That is why I always look at people who, I mean, it's individual choice. Go on platform that you choose to go on, and at the end of the day, if you want to sink your mind and your head into negativity from Sunday to Sunday, from Sunday to Sunday, Lorena Gordon, how you doing? Flomo Johnson, Love Freeman, how you doing, guys? Welcome, Frank Morris, guys. Welcome to the podcast. If you want to see yourself sunk in negativity, you can go there. Okay, so which Liberian, even from the opposition perspective, wouldn't be happy for such an initiative? Even the man who have always said that he wants for the government to fail was appreciating Edwin Snow
You were
was
there.
appreciating the president yesterday for what he has done, because that corridor is commerce. Okay, since 2005, okay, 2006, our first budget was around 84K. Imagine your whole country, your whole budget around 84K, and then year by year it became incremental. Okay, then up to 2017, before we left power, it was around 500K. Okay, then George Weah, they took it to 700K. They struggled between 500K to 700K 6 years, because they were always in budget fall. And once a country's budget experiences budget fall, that would suggest that macroeconomics is not really working. The policy is not working from the fiscal perspective. But Joe Biden came to power, brought in some of these technocrats like Augustin Gaffouin, my brother Sigbe there from Nafa, those people who are chipping, the little revenues from that end, and from the Freeport and all up everywhere they could get money from, to be able to galvanize, to raise the revenue, to be able to meet the needs of the people. And we see just within 2 years, 3 months, the government is able to take the budget from 700 mil to 1.2 bill, almost 1.5 bill, or two, around that range.
I think it's
So
1.5.
yeah, so including the supplemental budget and all other things that will come on all the little thing, because what people do know already in terms of the budget is that you see the European Union, the other partners and things, when they have given budgetary support, they have this annual budget support to these countries. Now they have this on direct budget support and off budget support. Okay, so right now the actual budget in terms of what we use, people know, is 1.2 billion. Okay, now the European Union, they do what we call off budget support. Okay, they themselves put those monies into those programs, like the agriculture, youth and sports. They themselves use those money directly with those institutions. So if you were to even add them, the entire budget is about 1.2 billion. Okay, now it's frustrating that we as a country, we have not had actual road network. And you see the government that is initiating such a massive project, okay, that will open commerce between the both countries and the local economy, from Bapolu to Bombing to Robertsville, the entire western part of the country. And you see somebody sits on a platform and say it wouldn't work. How? Tell me.
I don't know if that person is working some magic in the background for it to not work. Because either you don't have common sense to know the importance of role in building a country economy, or you just don't have any idea of what you're talking about. Because even the common person will know, if there is accessibility to role, that leads to growth in any country economy. It's just simple as ABC. Because, for example, if people plant their potato greens and stuff, planting all those stable food that we need in our homes and things to eat, if they do not have the road to bring those things to the market, it will stay right in the bush and spoil.
Indeed.
Okay, you give these people roles, you will even increase productivity because now the farmers will have all the energy and zeal to plant more because they know that products will not go to waste. So I don't know, that person really has no idea about what they're talking about, and they just want to make noise because they can.
And so I dealt with him extensively yesterday. You know, this brother Stanton, I will call his name. He's going through trauma. But we would not, for people like us, okay, we can remove the clothes of civility and go into the gangster clothes, and then when we finish, we take our shower and come back.
And put it back on.
We come back to civility. That's it. I tell you about it. You did respect the president and misuse the name of the president and abuse the name of the president. Forget it. We'll go into gangster paradise, and then we'll come back into civilization paradise. I dealt with you extensively yesterday. But this is the thing. For those of you Liberians that this video and the live podcast will reach in subsequent time, how do you feel that you have a country that have been striving for such a very long time, and you have somebody, look, the thing is very clear. You cannot push the executive into the affairs of the legislative. The framers of the Constitution, they were very clear. They said these are separate bunches of governments. They can well coordinate. Now, Joe Boaga is just a smart man. Me, I say sometimes the Omega can speak complete. Kissy, he say he's speaking English. Okay, they asked the man to the airport.
Oh yeah.
They asked the man at the airport, how does he feel about the legislature, the House of Representatives, wanting to expel Yaka Koluba and other government? He's being so vocal. But you know, the thing is that we have to disabuse the mind of our people that this is not about his insult towards the presidency. It's something completely different. Okay? They asked the president. The president said, many things are not happening in this country before. Strange things are not happening in the country before, but as long as we let strange things were happening. How does the man really try to answer those kind of a
No, the journalist said this have never happened before for the members to try to expel their own person. So that's why that was his response. But that journalist said it's not informed because Yeka is not the first person to be expelled from the House of Representatives. So
yeah, you know, and the president, I said the man that old, you know, the old papi there. That mean like Kissy he spoke like Kissy parable there. Like
of course, that's the wisdom.
How would a man calculate? How would a man bring calculate so fast within those seconds to just respond? It means that the old men they have the Kissy parable in their heads and ready to respond anytime to certain things. So the old man head mind is prepared. That as soon you ask him the kind of a question, the last time it happened also when he came from the country. They asking about those who are in the other ways. They say, going to new land. Okay.
Exactly. So, it was at the barracks. It was at BTC. They asked him about the 72nd barracks issue, and he said God was not creating new land, and the army should take their property.
Indeed. So how I mean, you are up to point with everything. You know, I really admire your insight about. Look, because we don't discuss anything, but as soon we picture in, you are just online with what you call. Guys, welcome to the podcast. This is Hawa Golokai. Okay, she's one of the panelists here on the political replay. So I told this guy yesterday. The guy said that this road will be a failure. And what I mean to understand is that he has no voice. He feels that he has voice within the Liberian political space, but he's not grasping the concept that for every time you try to speak against the president about something, it doesn't work. And it's not about the president, it's about the rule of law. It came to the burning of the Capitol. I call him the opposition political puppet. And I call Yega Koluba the opposition political wow wow. Okay? So, they don't scratch.
Where's the political wow wow?
Woo, woo. so this guy says that the government will not achieve in building the roads. And I went to make him to understand that he has no place to even talk if Liberia were a society where people take moral to be very key. This guy will not even be on the internet talking anymore. Now, what I mean to understand is that what made his voice to have resonated with people during George Weah's administration is because of the mess that the country was going through. The country was going in a pit, a very deep pit. So, like, everybody was bringing their forces together to be able to rescue the country, and that is why we said the rescue mission. Okay, but that time is completely different from what we are experiencing with the massive pace of development and diplomatic restructuring of the country. And this guy come out to say the government will never achieve its objective in building this road. How?
I don't understand what you mean by the government will not build a road, because the road will be built. You already have equipment that were already there getting ready to start the project. So I do not understand where he's coming from to say the government will not succeed in building the road, because the road will be built. And like over the past time, he has always brought this government down to say this government won't do this or the other. And I know that man's face is very dry, and he will never admit, because the amount of beating that this government has whipped him. If I was him, I would just keep quiet and look for another route to take. Because for every time you say the government will not do something, the government goes on and do above what you say they won't do. So sitting and yelling does
Just
not
hold on.
make you right.
Yeah.
Screaming
Go ahead.
does not make what you're saying true. So you can sit and scream all day. It's not equal to reality. So I think that young man just needs to take a grip of himself and try to do better for himself. Because Liberian people, many Liberians have started to find him out. Many Liberians have started to realize that he lies. So he just needs to keep quiet. Albert, I think somebody is asking to be a panelist. I don't know who is Chuchu White Senior. Yeah, for me, I don't try to listen to that man anymore because, in as much as he was one of the instigators behind the burning of the Capitol building,
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. My mic was mute. That's why you're not hearing. Yeah, go ahead.
no, I was just saying, I said the this government has beaten. Oh, you got somebody calling?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, somebody was on it now. Okay, sorry.
The brother of the captain building, Safoko need to be expelled again. He said it. He went on live. He said he will burn captain building. Captain building will burn. We have civil war for 14 years, up to 16 years. The captain building will not burn. The CDC when they got out of the power, they were so pissed. They went again and said and burn that captain building. So we gotta make sure to put senator on that captain building. All those that connected to that burning of the captain building all need to go to jail, and they all need to be expelled from that captain building. Number two, Liberian, we have to stand up to promote our country. We got to stand up and promote our own country. Nobody wants to come from all somewhere in the sky to promote Liberia. If in Liberia you feel like you property A and then property B, and somebody go do wrong, instead of you telling the person the truth, you take South because you're not in the party that ruling the country. That's stupid. You're not nationalistic. You're not nationalistic person. You are just a fool. Because party will go, party will come. Liberia will stay.
Indeed.
This is the country that you will not deport you from. I don't care what happened. That's a country that where your neighbors to rebel, you'll not be deported from there. So if you not stand up for that country, you stand up for political party, you stand up for your Messiah, who can rob the country for 6 years, then you are a big fool. Because let me tell you something. Somebody out in the diaspora, we can see all the skyscrapers, all the beautiful places. If we not stand out to our own country, we're not beautiful our own country because of political reason, then some of you are fool. Because you see somebody promoting the country voluntarily, fly with using like brand flag, where we go, we promote our country. It's because it's where we come from. Nobody can deport you from where you come from. But I don't understand people that stand on there, other people that they get food, they will go talk all kind of things because they remove your get. You get the problem, you remove your get. All of you know. But because no one say the truth, you want to say, you say, we already know that. That I want for them to expect the other guy there too, Poco, because he always using all the Baba, the Philippine languages in the house. He was said it first. He said it will burn Captain Bill before the Captain Bill will burn. So if I were the speaker, anybody that any threat in our building, you will be expelled. Not only using the Philippine languages, but when you can't say any word and something happened, I will not even look for police. I will say you said it, it happened. So you part of it. I will charge you for that. We'll go to court. But Liberia, say someone that love your own country, you will praise Ghana, you will praise Africa, the other country, you can praise your own country. I'm sorry for you, my people.
Thanks a lot, my brother.
I'm sorry for them. I'm sorry for them. They get lost in their own mind. They lost their own brain. So go ahead, brother. You do well.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, Hawa. Yeah, thanks a lot, brother. Yeah, Hawa. Go ahead. You were saying something? Yeah.
No, I was just saying, I said the individual you are talking about, Stanton, I mean, this government has beaten him so much. I mean, when I say beating, not like taking right and whipping him, but when he said on his platform, he said the government won't do something, and the government comes up and do more than he says, then that's political whipping. They have whipped him so much. Someone who's sat on their platform and instigated the burning of that capital and almost made our country to break up into some civil issue during the removal of Fanati Kofa. For me, I have no respect for him, so I don't even listen to him.
And you know that is why I said, if by now you've not understood that you've been downgraded, then there is something that is wrong with your mind. My brother Chuku said this, we need to get this podcast replay on 3 to 4 stations. You're right, my brother. Before I continue the conversation, there are a few radio stations that have reached out to me, but it requires some financial incentives. So, so there myself, we spoke on the sideline, and We just remain to why it is until I'm able to galvanize support to be able to have the program on the air there in Liberia. For me,
Well,
at least one or
well,
two is
Albert,
enough. Yeah.
you know, like I was saying, I mean, can because this show can be like a link with Class Reloaded. So Class Reloaded already pays some radio stations and stuff. So can that also feed into the program? Because if we come on a weekend that is really needed,
It's very
then
needed. Yeah.
how to cut it? They should be able to at least.
Yeah. I will discuss it with the
But you can,
brothers.
discuss it
I'll
with
discuss it
them.
with the brother. Chuku, Mr. White, I sent you the link. Check your inbox. Okay, check your messenger. I sent you the link if you want to come on. So the thing here is that I told him, look, you are voiceless. You resonated because the way George Weah was running the country, leaving the country for over 40 days to go and watch his son playing football. I mean, you can do it as a father. I could do it, okay? But not with the Liberian people resources, okay? But at the same time, you should understand that you are running a country. You leave a country 40 days. Your son is not playing those 40 days, okay? He has days in between there that he's not playing. The opening is very important that the Liberian people would have understood, okay? So, leaving the country, the way George Weah ran the country, you resonated because everybody saw the need that the country should be relieved of the hand of these gangsters. So you resonated, but now you have a man in power who is pushing the country from the left to a right position and pitching the country there in the international community. Look what happened at the spring meetings. You have a finance minister who understands fiscal governance. He understands the monetary policy and the international monetary policy, both locally and internationally. Every minister, government minister that went to that spring meetings, okay, like yesterday, he was saying, this guy, let me see if I can find it. He said the people who went to the spring meeting, they went for spring break. They didn't go there to do anything. They went for...
It's not even spring break in America, so I don't know if you
they just call it a spring. They call it a spring meetings.
I don't even know if you know the intent or the purpose of that meeting.
No, we said it over and over that the spring meeting. I mean, there's a global event that is organized annually by the World Bank and the IMF to be able to discuss the global economic finance and development around the world, to be able to see how they can discuss the challenges that the world is confronting in terms of climate change, poverty, and other related issues. But for this guy, I didn't know how he understood what the spring meeting is. I don't know what the guy understood what the spring meeting is.
Spring break.
Spring break. So, guys, if you want to call into the show, it's 00324921004447. I repeat, 00324921004447. So I mean to understand how I said, look, the people have flocked you more than once, more than twice. Okay. The burning of the capital, they feel that is why I call him the opposition political puppet, because they are using him to pitch the agenda into the main public. Okay. The government pursued people who burned the fabric, the foundation of our democracy is the national legislature. Is where the close to 6 million people of Liberia are ably represented through their representatives. People saw it and deemed it necessary to burn the capital because of political differences, and somebody was to be ousted as a speaker. They use you based upon your frustration. You start to pitch them against the government and try to sway the government. These people were criminally indicted. That was the first win against you. 2, Samuel Twe case. They passed through you as a puppet again to pitch it. Now, they are now flocking you. The both of you pants are now down to your knees. Your bags are all hanging between your legs. And sooner or later, your bags will everything will come down. That was the second flock. The third flock is The president doesn't know anything about this thing. These are three branches of government. Your colleague says, you are an embarrassment, you have to go. And then you try to punch everything against the president and calling the president's name. So I told you, I said, look, brother, this thing, you will not win it. Going to 2029, you will see that you have 5,000 persons, 6,000 persons watching you, 3,000 persons watching you. But the purpose of watching you is to be able, most of the people look at the time in between that you're talking some of the stupid things, and then they send it to me. Okay? That is how you see I want to grab this video on point, because to watch the entire 3 hours video, no, it's not possible. People watch them. I just want him to know if you will come across the videos, because people can send it to him also. When you are talking your nonsense, people just screenshot it and then they send it. Then when I go there now to cut the clip, okay, I know where to cut the clip from and be able to go for it. So, tell me, as a woman who have, or Liberian citizen who have love for your country, and you look at Liberians gravitating towards this kind of a negative effect, what comes to mind as a Liberian woman?
The first thing, I think, since post-war Liberians have developed, I don't know if it is because of some traumatic events of the war, but Liberians have become more negative towards their own country than any other country. They would love other people things, but when it comes to their thing, the thing, it has medicine on it. So, I mean, sometimes it's frustrating, but also, besides people being negative, it's also ignorance is also part of it. Because even in the Bible, they say the country suffer because of ignorance. So sometimes when people don't know things, and that's where we come in to continuously educate our people. Because like common civics, baby civics, the one you will do when you in elementary school in social studies, a lot of Liberians don't know. They don't know how the government works. They don't know the three branches, how they should function. So sometimes people always say that the situation they feel there where the Supreme Court, I thought, overreached. Whoever the justice was, he overreached, because you cannot get involved in legislators matters until it reached to you. Okay, like now when everything was done, due process, everything, and now they said they're going to the Supreme Court, then you get involved. But you as the Supreme Court, that means that judge himself does not know his function. And that's why I'm not trying to look down anybody in Liberia. I went to school in Liberia up to bachelor degree level. But some of the people that practice law in Liberia make things to look very awkward, because then you don't even know your own function and your limits. Because that is, you have no right to go stop anything in the house. That is a complete different branch of government. All you can do is work together, but you have no authority over the house. You do not have authority on when they carry on congressional hearings and stuff, for you to go there and say, oh, I'm the big old Supreme Court and I'm the last person that says this and it should hold, so you'll stop it. No, that place. That's over.
We read the Constitution and we have our different interpretations of the Constitution. It is the same thing with the lawyers, okay? All these people practice law, okay? They will read a provision of the Constitution, but each of them have their interpretation of what the Constitution has to say. Only the framers of the Constitution knew what they were really driving at, okay? So when people say the Supreme Court is the final arbiter of decision in the country, I don't believe it. I don't agree with it. the Constitution says you have three different branches of government. You have the legislative power, you have the executive power, you have the judicial power. Now, if they say the final arbiter of justice is within the judiciary, I will agree. Okay, because why am I saying this? They are saying that the Supreme Court could overturn the decision made by the House of Representatives. Now, why did I say they are not the final arbiter? And they have distinct power within that jurisdiction. You find out that every opinion that is made by the Constitution, by the Supreme Court, is a precedent. It's like a law. That even in the legislature, sometimes when they want to impeach somebody or expel somebody, they use that precedent. When the Supreme Court opines, it goes into the book of records like a law, and it is used even in external courts outside of your country. They use various Supreme Court's opinions as precedents. Now, the Constitution tells you there is only one body within the three bodies that can make law. Okay. Now, the opinion of the Supreme Court is a law, but not legislated by the national legislature. Okay. So every one of them have that power. The judiciary will opine, and what they say there, it is within that jurisdiction, even though it should be respected. But the same Constitution says in Article 38 that you legislators, to guard yourself, create committees, create your own rules, your own orders. In those committees, you can decide what to do. If you want to expel somebody, also it should be done in due process with the law. And the people went and did all of these things. But the narrative they are putting here is that, and they are passing through the rescue puppet, Stanton Witherspoon, is the president did it. The government. When you say the government did it, the government composes of three branches of government. Three
Well, that
branches.
means the Supreme Court other than did it.
That is it. So, to come to you, Yaga was on live today. Yaga said, no, the other thing he said, if the Supreme Court say they are wrong, I will go to work. Then today he said, they will have to listen to the Supreme Court because the Supreme Court is the final decision-making body. But few weeks ago, they say Yaga Koluba was insulting members of the Supreme Court bench and said they are corrupt. Now nobody should ever trust the Supreme Court. There's the Supreme Court that Yaga Koluba is running to. Tell me, Hawa.
Well, Albert, the situation of Yeke is,
Somebody is telling you, thank you, Mama. I think you said something. The person said, thank you, Mama.
Yeke, the first thing, I think in me reading through Liberia, the little history that we learn in school and forward, I think this man is, I don't think I have seen any representative that does not know his function, that does not know what he's doing, that knows nothing about the position he holds. Because if he did, he would be behaving differently than he had. If he did know his function and what comes with his responsibility, he wouldn't have made the comment he made about our land belonging to Guinea. So this man, to be frank, knows nothing about the position he holds. He knows nothing about his responsibility. All he thinks is yelling and insult and saying the wrong things. Should be what it's part of his responsibility as a lawmaker. So, Liberian people, we need to learn how. We really need to sit down and really educate our people to on things that should be expected from people that they vote for to go and represent them. Because you cannot put somebody there who does not know his function. The man does not know his function. He does not. That is the major problem. If you ask that man question now, as a representative, what is your function? He will not tell you. Instead, he will curse. I think he believes in his head that all he's supposed to do is yell. When he support this group, when they come, then he will yell and say things, misleading things, lies. And sometimes I don't like to talk about the Liberian Civil War, but that's how people got killed, by people just sitting and lying on them. So this man does not know his function. He does not. He should not be a representative in Liberia. Our country deserves better.
I totally agree with you. Now, let's turn over to some. Sometimes it's good to talk about these things because it helps our people.
And Albert, and people who say he was not given due process, you cannot go to a hearing and walk out. That while you walking out does not mean that the hearing has ended. The people will just go on and continue what they're doing. And I don't know, because I don't understand how they say due process was not given to him. Because I think that's the reason why they're going to the Supreme Court tomorrow, right? To say if due process was given or not. I'm waiting to hear what the Supreme Court will say, because our Supreme Court too, sometimes they can hear it. So.
I know, right? I know. The Supreme Court can really hear it. So because, guys, yeah.
Because when you look at the process when you look at due process, was he informed of his allegation? Yes, he was.
Indeed.
Did they tell him to come along with his legal representative? Yes, they did that. The legal representative went there. They went unprepared. If you are going to go and represent somebody, in fact, it's not even a courthouse that is supposed to stand and be doing all that quoting. Their responsibility as legal people at that hearing was just to guide him. That is it. Period.
That's it.
It was not something that you're going to have a changing argument to say this, that, and the other. No, so if you went unprepared to guide your person, and I don't know what was the motion that they asked for and the people refused, and you get up.
A stay order. No. It was a stay order.
Yeah. Being unprofessional and walk out and leaving your client there by himself. And the client too, ain't know nothing, boo-boo the fool, get up and walk up. That is not equal to congressional hearing. Is over. The people will go on, they will do the work, and they will end the case. That's why it is.
Wow. Look, welcome to the podcast. It's Howard there giving it woto tonight. Somebody say, how are you too much? That's Marie Potter giving you a pop there. She say, how are you too much?
I'm just trying to explain it so our people can know, because sometimes the people don't understand these things and they get confused. And the people who go around calling and say press people, which I say Liberia right now, we don't have press people. Now me who say it. We don't.
Indeed.
No, journalism coming out was one profession I really used to admire. Like when we used to hear ERTV Action News, my mom used to force us to watch news. Kwame and Clement them. All the people we felt it would be like this. But now when you even hear one question from journalists, you just be like, oh no, it's a disgrace. Sorry, but it is. I think media need to train our people.
Instead of you moving your earwax, it can come out by itself.
It will come out by itself. So seriously, the media houses need to train their people. They need to.
Indeed.
Because it's a disgrace. They can't ask questions. They don't ask intelligent questions. They don't Like even if they're talking to people in the street and the people say the wrong thing, they don't go back to correct it. It's part of journalism. You have to, when somebody says something that's not right, you have to go back and say, no, give them the rightful information. Because not just making up story, but you have to be factual in giving them the information. So, I mean, we got work to do, but it is possible.
Indeed. So this kid, let's see.
Through the Ministry of Agriculture, especially the STARPy project. This Parliament started in 2013. Very small, 15 acres. Very small plot, 15 acres.
The people coming be producing alcohol here and where we coming to the chief.
Will be the first Liberian to start producing alcohol in Liberia.
Wow.
So my name is Sylvester Kpa Senior. I am the CEO and owner of Parliament Agro Business Enterprise in Mempiema District, Lake Village, Nima County.
Wow. So tell the Liberian people about your area and also some of the help that the Ministry of Agriculture gave you.
So we want to be grateful first to the government of Liberia through the Ministry of Agriculture, especially the STARPy project. This Parliament started in 2013. Very small, 15 acres. Very small plot, 15 acres, when we were using manual feeding mill. And then in 2020, we came across STARPy project. 2022, STARPy started supporting us. The first project was a pig grade project. Successfully, we completed the pig grade project, revenue generated. We moved on to 2023 when the STARPy gave us grant to be able to procure a vehicle for the project, a slush pit. This mill, they increased. We were doing 1 ton per hour, but currently we're doing 2 tons per hour, a mill. And then we were able to purchase a tractor on our own, revenue generated from the sales. Currently we are connected to 2 international partners that are off-takers. WFP, we are on the school feeding program. Mirrors Mill, we are on the school feeding program. So we supply them every 2 months, thousands of tons. Just last week we supplied 1,333 containers of oil to Mirrors Mill for their school feeding program across Liberia. Wow. So of the good quality oil, we take our oil to lab. The lab testing is done, the result comes, and we are good. So we process within 24 hours. We process within 24 hours. Because of the kind of work, the connection we have with international partners, we are able to raise revenue to now produce a refinery, a refined oil. This is a refinery, and we're going to be the first Liberian, first smallholder Liberian to produce a refined oil. So we were able to access loan through the RB Bank. 300,000 United States dollars we took as a loan based on our collateral. We're now able to establish this huge equipment. This is 348,000 United States dollar equipment from India. Wow. And we have 2 Indians currently in Liberia that are doing the installation, along with local contractors. We have local contractors and we have international contractors that are now building the structure. So between now to July, hopefully Parliament will be the first Liberian to start producing agro oil in Liberia. Wow. More besides, we also serve as commercial nursery operators.
Yeah.
We will continue with them. So far, talk to me.
I mean, I'm speechless. Look, when I see good things happening in Liberia, man, I want to get up and dance because this is great. Because let me tell you, all those alcohol oil and things that be coming from out of the country and thing, man, some of the sicknesses in Liberia now, they come from some of those products that come in the country.
Indeed.
So this will be done in the country. This is what we call organic product. No nyama nyama inside.
Nothing.
Because you know what you put in your body will either make you sick or it will make you healthy.
It's important.
And a lot of things grown back home and processed are more healthier than what we import. So my only thing is I will encourage Liberians because we do not love to buy our own things. We ain't like to eat our own things. Once and sit on the ship and sail across the ocean and dock at Freeport, we say it's not good. But I will encourage Liberians to buy their own Liberian-made products because it will also help our economy to grow and push Liberia forward. So I'm impressed.
Indeed, no, when I'm talking about GMV, I can so smash a few of my face. That's the extent. That about you should forgive me. So now when you see I go real ballistic against people on the
I know
internet,
GMB,
because what is happening in the country is that I mean, the economy is widening, the private sector is opening. Okay, people are able to, the banks are liquid. Okay, they have money that they are able to give out there to people who have the requisite collateral to be able to give them the money, the loan that they need to be able to invest in the economy. We didn't see these things 8 years ago. Okay, because I'm bringing our 2 years, in. If we continue to say 6 years ago, then we'll be minusing. The 8 years, 6 years minus of that, we didn't see that. Now, this is not just only happening in Nimba. This is happening all across the country. A few areas in the country, like what I know personally is like Nimba, Bon, Lofa, because these are the real agricultural hub of the country. Okay, Nimba, Lofa, and Bon County. Now, when you go to the southeast, because Nimba, Lofa, and Bon County, they wouldn't compare themselves with Sano, Grand Cru, Riverside, Maryland, because those are the coastal area. These guys are our fishermen and fisherwomen, okay? And that is why my brother from Nafa is very concentrated also, pumping money to improve the fisheries, the fisheries sector there in the southeast. So what is happening is that these guys are growing these things in Liberia for the very first time. What we call organic in these supermarkets or bio products or bio.
Pay plenty of money for. Yeah.
Tell me. We pay a lot of money for these things. Yeah, there's not a way to make money. Because when it comes to these things, my mind almost explodes because the idea just keep punching. Look, in this Europe, you don't find made in Liberia products. Okay, with this guy wanting to produce algal oil, first of all, we should see that it's able to supply our local markets.
That first.
That is very important. Before we can think about exporting, we must be able to be self-sufficient. And what the president is doing now through the agriculture ministry is trying to make Liberia self-sufficient, that we can supply our own markets. When we are done with supplying our own market and we can produce excess, then we can put it out on the international market. Look, this president is setting Liberia on the roadmap. It's like 7 at one blow. That karate show we used to watch way back. One blow put 7 men down. Is what the president is doing. I don't know how you look at it. I want to talk to me.
No, you're right, Albert. The president is thinking ahead. No, let's say JMB. Usually people say he's one of the last person from his generation, but this man thinks ahead.
That's all.
He's not only thinking about the present; he's thinking about the future. So, because of his vision, the country is on the path, on the right path for to feed herself, to be self-sufficient, and to be able to showcase herself on the global stage. So, JMB, every day for me, I pray that, because every time I see you, you're looking like new money. So whatever you're doing, we are praying that you continue to look like new money, because you, I mean, people talk about Tolbert. I mean, I don't know anything about Tolbert besides what I read in book, but to see with my own two eyeballs, JMB is the man. So we have the right president. So that's why, for me, I feel very fine putting my hands around him to make sure that he's successful.
Let me recognize somebody in the house. I see in the comment section there, my
He's-
brother Dwalu.
Yeah, my
the
friend making
host.
calls. The other day I tried to call the show and he refused to answer my call. That is not my enemy.
Thanks a lot for popping up, Dwalu. I really appreciate you. But my co-host there, Hawa, she said she tried calling you, they didn't pick up. But thanks, brother. That is why the protocol replay is there to fill in the gap for the mother
He was
program.
picking
Okay?
up one man who came to talk Tabata, talking about he supported this government, so the government should remove Yeke and all type of thing. I like that man. I don't think
But
he's
you know,
living in
you
America.
know, Howard, that's the funny thing. We'll come back to our conversation on GMB song agriculture tour, because we are shifted now from the opposition puppet and the opposition wow. We went to GMB song agriculture tour that he's taking, and now we're swinging back into the opposition puppet conversation. Okay, so I'll tell you something serious. Somebody said, Senator Dillon said, it's Yeke who haven't changed, but we have changed. And you know, these people from the limited mindset, they try to dissect it in a way that Yeke have remained consistent, but we are the one who have betrayed Yeke. Those with that mindset, okay.
But I think that we're coming from a senator that I do respect.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of funny because then the senator himself is not getting the main reason why Yeke was removed. So asking.
No, it's not in regards to Yeke's or removal. Few times ago, when the senator appeared on OKFM, they asked him a question. He said, we have changed. Yeke hasn't changed. But you know, the opposition, they looking at the wisdom that the senator was using. The senators simply telling them is that, okay, everybody saw us as a bloc before 2024, okay? Well, before we took power, the Yeke, the rescue, the auxiliaries, everybody was aiming at removing this group of local Grenada boys against southern state looters in order to rescue the country. Now, our mindset was to rescue the country and to move the country forward. We haven't changed. But Yeke want to remain in the way. He said, we changed from that position to continue to to move the country forward and move ourselves from the opposition perspective and see ourselves as the governing structure. Okay, so Yeke wants to remain in his same position as an agitator. Okay, but what he didn't realize, or he doesn't realize, is that an agitator under the George Weah's administration is not the same as agitating under Joseph Jouma Boakai. So, under George Weah's administration, Liberia was a pariah state. There was no respect for our country. There's a president who left the country overnight under the cover of darkness. He will be sitting at home the whole day. He's not thinking about Jackie Appiah. But as soon as 7 o'clock, Jackie Appiah can hear, he called the central bank governor at the time, or called the managing director for NPA and said, my man, I need money. Pop, before you become your man, private jet in the country, the man leaving the country overnight, because the man want to go pay Susu. Okay? The man want to go put him. So at the end of the day, you cannot compare this. Let me ask you, Howard. Let me ask you. If you look at George Weah, you look at Joseph Jouma Boakai. I'm sorry for asking you the question. What defines leadership to you?
Please. Past 6 years, we had no leadership in the country. The country was running.
I come in just 1 minute. I come in just 1 minute. Joshua said, George, the platform here, no democracy here. You talk foolishness, you block, you bend, you will never see the platform again. Go ahead, Mama.
For the past 6 years, Liberia was on autopilot. We now have a commander-in-chief who knows what he's doing. The President Joseph Nyima Boakai, knows his job as the president of the Republic of Liberia. So there is no comparison. Former President George Weah knew nothing about the presidency. He was just there. To me, he was a puppet in the presidency because he was there and there were people at the background pulling the strings and turning it so. And with all the work that Liberia has, so what time JMB able to even go sit down to say he making music? But you had a president that was making Christmas carols. He was there making Rastafari music. He was making all the music. Now he has all the freedom on his hand. And I don't know why he's not making more music for us to enjoy. So this man, they just put him there, as he said himself, that the people just put me there because they wanted something. So the man never knew the job. So what did we expect? Some of us knew. That's why we never, even when I was in Liberia, the first time I voted was 2006, and that was my last time voting in Liberia. Never supported him because I knew, because for me, observing, this man was in charge of the Lone Star. See what happened to the Lone Star. See the things that were happening there. So I, for one, never believed in his leadership, and I never thought he would be a good leader. So.
Indeed. I don't know. Let's see how far this conversation went.
In Nimba, Lofar and Bong that produce high quality Tenera or palm seedlings as compared to Palama. We import 35,000 seedlings every year from France. Wow. Across there is a north where you can see an example. Every year we produce 35,000 and we send it across to farmers. Last year, farmers were not able to buy based on the price because of the high quality we produce. But what we did an outgrower scheme. So in the outgrower scheme, we have farmers that sign an MOU with Palama. We will provide you the seedlings, we'll provide you the chemical fertilizer, we'll provide you the technical support, but you pay us back through FFB after 3 years. Wow. And so in Nimba and Bong, we have 275 smallholder farmers that Palama is now supplying with that. Besides that, we did a mini mill, processing mill, and supply 10 communities with mini processing mill that have a motorized mill that farmers are now producing and reducing labor costs. Besides that, we are also buying FFB. We buy the FFB from the community, you bring it here, we weigh, this is a 20-ton weighing bridge, 626,000 United States dollar, a 20-ton weighing bridge that you bring your FFB from the field, we weigh it here, and it tells us exactly how many tons. We pay you your money right from the office, the finance office, they give you a receipt from in here, you go to the finance office, and finance pay you off. These are exactly different things that Parliament is doing here.
Can you explain to the Liberian people about the machine?
So yeah, so let's go in and I'll show you the process.
So how what they are doing there is like in the rubber sector, in the rubber sector, whereby small farmers of rubber, when they harvest, they take it to the bigger plantation, the Wiala or Firestone, and other places. They buy that rubber from there. But in this case, in the palm industry, what is I don't know. You can just abuse my mind. I don't know if I got it right. Okay, that if you have your palm farm, okay, and you harvest, you can go and sell to them. They buy from you, and then they transform that palm into rare oil, alcohol oil. Tell me, man.
No, that whoever opened that company or so, they were thinking way ahead. Because that is very, very unique. Like, I mean, because if you have operational palm farm, and I know most part of the country, many people have palm farm, but just like on smaller scale. So people would just do like little bit of palm oil production and thing, but sometimes they will have a whole lot left over. So instead of that going to waste, now you have a company that say, bring it, we'll buy.
Mhm.
So you will be gaining, the company gaining,
Mhm.
and I think it's a win-win situation for everybody. So I mean, whatever setup he has is a very, very good setup, and I think that will also produce job in within the area he is.
I agree with you. Let's see. He was taking GMB son further to, I think, the refinery end. Let's see if we can do one or two more clips, then we can call it a night. It's 11:39 here, midnight here in Belgium, and then we can see if we can continue. Yeah, the conversation getting interesting. Then, but time is no man's is no man's friend. All right, so oh.
Being the first, they're gonna be the first. Nima gonna be the
So we got this called a steamer. So the steamer, each of the steamer is 2 tons. So 2 tons, we steam it in 3 hours. Once you steam the 2 tons in 3 hours, you move from this stage manually to the extractor. So this guy will extract 2 tons in an hour. Once they extract, there is a motor down there that picks up the nuts to the chamber. And the chamber is hydraulic. The whole system is controlled by an hydraulic system. Come over. So it moves from the system to this hydraulic system. It's built here and it passes through. We have the blower and the conveyor for the canner. Besides that, the butter is being picked up through this pipe to the clarifier. There are 2 clarifiers. So in fact, because we're producing 24 hours, last night we were on shift producing. This is just production from last night. You see the oil is hot. Very hot. That was last night production. So we produced last night, we're producing today. We produce it 24 hours because of the high quality. We didn't stop there. Come on. Wow. So everything that is run here runs on a solar power. We pay $48,000 United States dollars to install solar because we felt that diesel was going to be a harm for us. We have a solar system, a control room. So we have 30 kVA solar.
wow.
30 kVA solar set up to run the entire project. So this project is run on solar power.
That's good. Wow.
Look how
Wow.
this thing is massive.
It is. It is. And all of this is good planning and good vision, because sometimes they have people who have properties and stuff, and they do not have the vision to put it to proper use. So this man, I think, sat down one day and thought about this, and he put his plan down on paper. Now it is working the way he wants it to work. So I mean, all I can say, I'm very impressed, and I'm happy that we will soon be producing agro oil,
This guy,
which will
this guy.
also which will make us to stop importing a lot of agro oil. Get good oil in your country instead of
Indeed. Look.
yeah.
Look,
This is,
you
I
see
mean,
what is happening?
it's massive. It is. I'm
It's
so
massive.
impressed.
This
I
guy-
started out of words. I don't, but this is great.
This guy is soon to be a millionaire. Seriously.
If he's already not, people can be scared because I mean, you know,
Thanks
this
a
is
lot,
what we
Moses.
study about putting plan, taking plan from on paper into action. Yes, this is
Look, because you know what is happening with the level. Look, as these things, we see these things, those of all who are like right into this president and the work that he tries to do, it just make our minds and everything, all of the veins in our minds to connect, to begin to network with one another and just bring this flow. Look, because you know what is happening, Hawa? In Maryland County or in the Southeast, they are producing massively in palm. They are producing massively in palm. Okay. Now, there was a group, I will try to get the name, that was processing palm in the Southeast. Now, what this guy is doing has brought competition to that market.
Definitely.
It has brought competition to that market. I was speaking with the commerce minister just yesterday. When I saw this video, I was speaking to the commerce minister. She said, look, Albert, we've been seeing these things, we've been meeting the actors in the industry, but we did not want to come out with them to talk about it until the producers themselves begin to market what they are doing. Then we as a policy maker, we will come out and buttress what they've spoken about. Because what is happening, somebody can be there in the Southeast with the availability of good road network now that exists between the Southeast coming to Grand Judah and Nima County. Now you see the corridor the president has built in between there.
Mm-hmm.
You see the corridor there. Now,
yeah.
There's a company in the Southeast, like I said earlier, that is also into this production and buying from the people there. Now, if they begin to come around Nimba, where this guy is not only producing red palm oil, he's producing algal oil. Then from also the canals, he produces Pacana oil.
No.
Okay, so they mean this guy will have huge demand. He has huge demand for palm products. So if the other company in the Southeast cannot meet up with the demand of the price of this guy, but at the end of the day, I think the commerce minister will come in to see how they can balance it. But you will see that commerce between the Southeast and the central part of Liberia, because also in Bon County, they are producing palm in a huge number. Tell me how you look at it in the perspective of commerce.
Well, like you said, I think it's going to open that market and industry between the people from the Southeast and the people in Nimba, because, and that's what the president said, you can't eat roll, but roll can make you eat. So that is it. And what this also going to do is to create a high demand for palm. So you're going to see people going more into palm farming than we have now. So I think this company is on the right path, and I think this is good for Liberia. Like I said, the main thing now is for Liberians to start to buy their own products, especially when it comes to the algal oil, because palm oil will buy it. But Liberian people, when we start to see new things, especially algal oil comes from out of the country and the one that is being grown here, we're going to start to look for some kind of fault. Either oil not tasting that the way the one that came from the shape tasting, or this one is wrong. But I would prefer to buy something that is produced in the country that is more healthy than those products that come on the shape that has a lot of other artificial stuff in it that continue to make us sick in the country. So this company is going to open a huge gap of competition in that region. And I think you are going to see a lot of people going to palm farming, because, I mean, when you open a large industry like this, you will need more products. So you need people to farm more into palm to close the gap that you need.
I totally agree with you. So that was in Nimba there. I hope that let's see what is happening here.
The chief will be the first Liberian to start producing algal oil in Liberia.
Wow.
So my name is Sylvester Kpa Senior. I am the CEO and owner of Palama Agro Business Enterprise in Mempiema District, Lake Village, Nima County.
Let me see here.
I'm selling administrator. Yeah, that's the office in our warehouse. Purely, as we walk now, we are on camera. So the whole farm is being televised.
Wow.
Whatever you do here, you're being monitored.
Wow.
So any criminal or whoever pass through the system, we have 4 cameras monitoring you as you walk.
Okay.
And so we have the system set up, we have our administrative office set up, we have the warehouse, we have our garage for repairing our vehicles. This is exactly what we have here. We have the sludge pit so that you don't pollute the community. So all the waste from there goes into the sludge pit, it's being picked up after every 3 months, sent back to the farm as organic. Yeah, so and this is the accounting office. She's not here now. This is the administrator. This Sunday, this is the administrator office for Palama. And we have our president there, the vice president, the CEO, and the administrator. Yeah, that's the office of the administrator, and this is the executive director office. This is my own office, and this is what we have. So this is what we're trying to do, to tell the Liberian people that, look, agriculture as a business. Do agriculture as a business, because, you know, in the arrest general, the puppet is just so smart. He put the arrest as agriculture. And that is the pillow for any country to be able to survive, to be able to sustain themselves, to be independent. Agriculture should be your first pillow. And that's the first pillow we have. So we want to be thankful to the president, His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boakai, and JKK as vice president, that have seen the direction of our country and bring it back to our country's sanity, so that Liberians can know now, look, we are people of dignity. Sure. People should respect us. Sure. And this is why we are. I want to appreciate you. I always monitor you. I follow you every single day. When I saw you from the car, I'm like, wow, today is another story. Yeah. So we are excited to have you. Again, my name is Sylvester Kpa Senior from Lofa County. And one thing we're very proud.
One thing I love, you clean.
Oh, yeah. So
now, this car comes from Lofa County. It comes to farm in Nima County. That is the diversity of our country. How I talk to me, Mama.
Yeah. And also, one thing that I am impressed about, like he said, the cleanliness and even the environmental control system he has. And that is why when I'm listening to Dwadu all the time, where he talk about us, Liberian, grabbing hold of our own country. Because it's only, I mean, we're going to be the only people that will take care of our country and not kill each other.
Agree.
See the system that men got in place. No pollution. And then in return, like, I mean, whatever he gets goes back in the soil, which will also fertilize the soil for more production.
Indeed.
So, I mean, I'm really impressed to see a Liberian person. And I know that man, we have people who think that when you travel, you know. And I know that man, he ain't even looking at somebody who have traveled the world, but he has the sense and the love for country, because you have to love your country to be able to do what he's doing there. There are a lot of Liberians that are way richer than him, but they will not invest in Liberia. And that's where, for me, I start to question people, do you really love your country? Nobody going to come to develop Liberia for us, but ourselves. So from what I see, I am so happy. And I gave a big hands up to him. He's doing great. This is what Liberians, every Liberian with capital should be doing. Come invest in your own country, employ your people, take care of your soil, because foreigners will come and mess it up for us. But when we are taking care of our own country, we will do the rightful thing. So that is my thought on that.
Indeed. I hope where we're going now, I hope I got this is massive. Here, this one, I think this.
Asibo, don't forget to like the video, share the video, and also congrats Ministry of Agriculture. Come see what the people doing here in Nima County. Let's go to the farmer for the get into the out of the video.
They get shocked.
Wow, si quick comment.
Quick comment. Ça est hier. Qui vient le mettre à
Si go. Si.
I'm coming. The video is
I
not
don't think you
ready.
cut it all right. Yeah.
Yeah, like around a plan again for GB, even they can go with toboggy, everything. So that the real airplane, you see the fan, the corn fan, everything. When I say you're working here, I want you to work and see what we mean. Yeah, I'm Olivia Williams. Like I said, Real Women Corporated, I'm the chairperson. And one of my staff, this is one of my staff, he's working. And so my staff are coming, my member, then we are about 300 members. And you see the fan going. But today is not our working day, that's why you don't see more members. And you see the fan. And you can know that our 300 members get a fan. And we operating on 300 acres of land. But the one we cultivate now is about, in the lowland, is about 5 hectares.
So what's what the government doing for you, the farmers?
We, like I said, Real Women Corporated, government really help us through Star Peace. They gave us grant. They grant our 98,000 United States dollars. They give it to us. They give us 1 truck,
Wow.
2 motorbike.
Wow.
They never give the money by cash, but they got grant. So they give us 2 motorbike, 1 truck. So the truck can be.
Now, for those of you who are watching, okay, how much the amount you call there?
95,000, I think.
95,000. Okay. Now, that is what is happening. There's a difference. Grant is like money that you never pay back. It is like free. It is not free, but they gave it to you for you to be able to use it to develop and invest. So what she's saying there is that the money that she was giving, or she and her group were giving to develop the land and also plant and produce that 90-some more thousand, it was not meant to be given back. Like you say, you went and took money from the bank and you have to pay the capital back and pay interest. All that is required of you. I can remember sometime last year, the agriculture minister said, any community, any county that can produce about 100 or 125 hectares of land to plant, to develop and plant rice, to produce in the country for distribution and also reinvest that capital back onto the soil, they are waiting. I think these are the same projects that they are talking about. So the government is giving you the money, okay? You're paying the government back, but the government is giving you the money to spend and produce and be able to put on the market. So that is one thing the government is doing. Why the government is creating the necessity for people to be able to get money from the bank, access to money from the banks, the government is also providing grants, which is free money. Liberia as a country itself, we get grants from the IMF and the World Bank. Like if you see this project, the $88 million school project, foundational school projects that was financed by the World Bank, about 60 million, okay, about 28 million of that amount is a grant to the government. It means the World Bank gave certain amount and it gave $28 million as free money to help the government to beef up what the government will pay back, okay? So what the government will be paying back to the World Bank, that is a loan, and the grant that they gave in the tune of 28 million United States dollars is a free money to help budget the government efforts. It is a same thing that the government in the agriculture sector say, this country is rich. Our soil is very rich. From different sectors and different segments of our country and economy, I think we can invest massively in agriculture so that the people must go back to the soil. We are now going back to the soil, and you guys are beginning to see the productivity of what if we come together and forget all the negative vibes that these people are. Let me tell you, the opposition, destructive opposition, will never bring you the rightful information. That is why you see Hawa and myself here. Hawa should be sitting somewhere now. She could be visiting friends. But Hawa is sitting on the platform with myself today, bringing you the relevant information and the right and truthful information. There is no need for you people to ever go to this platform that create negative. I mean, everything they develop the negative positions by themselves, bring them to the platform and sell it to you. Now it is left for you to go on positive platforms to receive in time what the government is doing. Now, if the government messes up in certain places, we'll sit on the platform and talk about it. But why will we talk about our government in a negative form when the government is doing everything that it has to do? Because agriculture serves as a base of feeding our country. So if this government is providing free money grants to farmers all around the country, then what more do we want? Let's listen to this woman. Yeah, go ahead, Hawa.
So,
Sorry for saying woman. Sorry for saying woman. That the woman, the woman in the video, she the one I was talking about, but because I said, okay, Hawa.
Yeah, because that's what I thought too, that you were talking about the video. But like a country that cannot feed herself cannot stand on her own. So Liberia is on the right path. And if we continue on this path, we're going to be able to feed ourselves, not only feed ourselves, but also once again start to export products out of Liberia to other part of the world. We did that before, we can still do it. Even when we were not, actually, I don't know if before the war actually put us into like we were sufficient, we could feed ourselves, but not like sufficiently feed ourselves. But I mean, there was food, there was surplus in homes, but we were able to export some products out of the country. And if we continue on this path, we can even export more products, because now when you look at the world, I mean, we have African people almost eat the same kind of food.
Indeed.
So if you can export what we grow in Liberia to other part of the world, we'll be making a lot of money, and it's going to grow our economy more. So I think investing in agriculture is very important, and I hope a lot of people can really look into that and take advantage of whatever the government is offering to make this thing work for our country.
Indeed. Let's continue with what they have here.
I forgot something about, and on that same platform, one time there was one of the panelists that was talking about the rice production thing, that it would never happen in Liberia because that's why they can't talk about. The West will not allow that. People just want to be stuck in the old century. If you decide to be stuck there, your mind decide to be stuck there, then you'll be stuck there. But Liberia is moving forward and moving forward in the right direction.
I couldn't agree with you more. Let's continue to listen to them. I'm trying to see if I can bring out another clip. Another clip that is from Lofa County.
Carrying our
in Lofa, they're producing massively in rice production. Okay, it's already after 12 years. Maybe we will bring that in our subsequent conversation tomorrow. This after 12 o'clock. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can sleep.
You gotta sleep for together and go to work. Yeah, you talking about Lofa? That's where, cause I met my mom. My mom wouldn't buy imported rice anymore. I met my mom to just buy country rice, and that's where her rice come from in Lofa. Mm-hmm. Yeah, cause my little brother started to have digestive issues, and I was like, the rice we have is very high in fiber, and I like, why you're buying, instead of spending money on buckwheat separate, buy the country rice. It's going to help. And to be frank, my little brother has been okay. His pie has not been causing any problem. So our food is very healthy. Liberian people should look more towards eating what is grown in Liberia instead of all the imported starchy rice and things like that on the market.
I totally agree with you. So, guys, Hawa and myself will be here tonight on the Political Replay, bringing you all of the best of information here tonight, putting forth analysis and commentary with what is happening in country. Hawa, tell me your goodbye statement
Yeah.
for tonight.
Yes,
So
I'm about to say goodbye so you can go sleep.
it was really beautiful being with you here tonight. I think this is the very first time I really felt myself on this platform because tonight
Oh.
tonight is very engaging to me.
Very true. And Abba would say thank you for accepting me. The first time I ever reached out to you, you was like, oh, okay. That was strange. And you brought me on. And I'm grateful for being here to elevate my voice, to moving Liberia forward in the right direction. Liberia is the only country we have. Liberia is the only country that you cannot be thrown out of. So as we move forward, let's continue to be positive, promote the government. If the government err, we will talk about it. If they do good, we'll continue to talk about it, and we'll continue to push our country to move forward. Let's, as in the word of JMB, let's love Liberia. Let's think Liberia, and together let's build Liberia. So good night.
Thanks a lot, Hawa. So, guys, that is it. Tomorrow, Grace is asking. She said she missed the show. When do we come on? Normally we come on around 8 o'clock Liberia time to 10 o'clock. Okay, but I'll try to see how I can adjust it. Normally it's always from 7 Liberia time to 8, but we'll try to adjust it because 3 hours is too much to come and sit for us to sit here. But we'll see if I can adjust it with Hawa. But most of the time you will see me here, and you'll see Hawa will join me when she has the time because she has to take care of other things. But once Hawa has the time, she will join me from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and then from 10 o'clock, while we are leaving here, then we go on the class reloaded because we want to make sure that we direct all of the government information narrative through a proper channel. Okay, so when it comes from the field, the JMB Son, what we've been doing here tonight, JMB Son is on an agriculture tour throughout the entire country. He started from Nimba now. He's in Lofa tonight. I spoke with him, I think 2 hours ago. He called me. We spoke. So what we're doing tonight now, JMB is already going viral. JMB Son is already going viral. Okay, I go viral. So what we're doing is that we continue to spread the message and keep it consistent while we get it from the field. We call it, and also put it into our podcast. Then we come on the live podcast, we pitch it, then we leave from here, and then we'll go to the class reader there. So there's a stream, and the stream of information is how we're trying to flow into the stream of information. So that's how it is. So normally it will be from 8 o'clock Liberian time. Grace, I don't know where you're watching from, but my time is 2 hours ahead of Liberia here in Brussels. Okay, in Belgium.
Yes.
I live outside of Brussels.
5 hours US.
5 hours. So if
Yeah.
you live in the US, depending on the West Coast or East Coast, I don't know your coast or which kind of a coast is there. you just see like the Hawaii is 5 hours. So Hawaii is the
Yeah.
5. She'll go 5
I'm
hours behind.
Central.
Central.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the East is 1 hour ahead of Central.
Okay. So
And then if you
so-
live like where they call the Mountain Standard Time, I think it's 2 hours behind. Yeah. So
Okay, David, I'll do that now. I will do that. So, guys, this is all the time we have for tonight on the replay. I've been here with Howard. I am Abbott. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be going to Lofa because we are following the trail of JMB Son on the agriculture project, massive agriculture project that is taking place in the country presently. Liberia is now beginning to grow. I mean, we'll begin to produce agro oil, bio. We call it here bio in Belgium, okay? On the other side, we'll call it bao, right? Because when I say bio, I'm pronouncing it because I'm used to speaking the Dutch, okay? So Liberia will begin to produce. Oh, how are you bring that thing here is expensive, eh?
mhm.
That thing is expensive. Look, Liberian people don't know that they having a life that we don't have here in terms of food.
Liberia is blessed, but her people don't know that. Her people don't know that.
These people don't know that they are eating organically grown food.
Healthy choices.
Healthy. And we are eating things that I'll catch you tomorrow, Mama. Take care of yourself.
Okay. Good night, Abba.
Good night. Take care. Okay. Bye-bye. So, guys, thanks a lot for being there. We will catch you guys tomorrow. There is the political replay. We've been here bringing you the best, replacing the class reloaded. For those of you who are who missed the show, remember that the class reloaded doesn't come on Saturdays and Sundays. So what the political replay does is substitutes for the class reloaded on Saturdays and Sundays to keep you abreast with what is happening in the country. So thanks for being there.
Welcome, welcome to the political replay. Yeah, man. Feel the rhythm, feel the message. Welcome to the political replay, where the voices rise every day. From the streets to the radio play, we bring the truth in every way. Welcome to the political replay, the best in show business, hear what we say. We echo the voice of the government strong, breaking it down in a lyrical song. JNB and JKK on the mission again, building up the nation from now till when. From the city lights to the village lane, you can see the progress, you can't complain. Road development, that's JNB and JKK. School rising up, yeah, we say okay. Health improvement every single day, JNB and JKK lead the way. Roads from farms to market, that's JNB and JKK. Security standing firm, no delay. Once development, hear the people say. The Libyan people loud and clear today. From the hills to the coast, feel the vibration. Unity rising across the nation. Concrete dreams turning reality. Step by step toward prosperity. Children in school with books in hand. Future getting brighter across the land. Hospitals working, people getting care. Hope in the system everywhere. Say JMB, say JKK. Progress moving every single day. Say forward, never back. Development on the right track. Road development, that's JMB and JKK. School rising up, yeah, we say okay.